joined in the rooms with Tom Stewart. Stewie, we handled the occasion pretty well. How did you think their game played out today?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, Jake. We had a real emphasis on doing it the right way. I think we showed that for a really good four-quarter performance. Essendon have had some really good second halves against some really good quality opposition, so we were well aware of the fact of what they could have done after half-time, but to do it in a professional manner like that is something that we're really, really happy with.
And we've continued a good run of form at the MCG itself, 3 out of the last 4 wins here. Is there any key of the success that we've had at the G over the years?
I don't think so. I just think there's good opportunities to play out here. This is where when you're playing the right time of footy at the right time of year, you want to be playing well. So every opportunity we get to come out here and put our best foot forward, we're going to take that. So, it's wide expanses and you sort of get used to it the longer the game goes on. So we're really pleased with their effort.
The defence itself, including yourself, looked really good. We've been able to keep a couple of teams to some lower scores the last couple of weeks, which has been great.
Yeah, I think it's just been a really good balance of continuity of players behind the ball. Myself, it's all happening over here. Myself, Jack Henry and others have missed time. So just to have a really solid sort of back 7 or 8 players now is really good for our confidence and just learning the nuances of the way that we play and how each other sort of operates. I think the most pleasing thing is the flexibility as well. Having DK obviously get subbed out tonight and Blitz just does what he does and goes behind the ball and plays extremely well. So, we're trending in the right direction and we've got some really important games coming up.
I guess we'll have to talk about the forwards at some stage, but Cameron, Neil, Danger all performed really well, but it came off the back of the whole forward line and the whole team's pressure, which ended up in a lot of goals towards those tools. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we're chock full of talent ahead of the ball and, sort of everyone got an opportunity today to kick some goals. But, again, I think we just did it the right way. It was in the contest. It was pressured. There were some rundown tackles that were fantastic. The formation squeezed up and we played a forward half game. So it wasn't the perfect game, but we were really, really happy with our effort.
And those tackles, as you mentioned, the chase down ones especially, sometimes they do go unnoticed, but we've sort of been able to really get them consistently throughout the season as well, which is, I'm sure the team would really love those sort of things.
Yeah, it's a real highlight for those guys ahead of the ball. I think all across the board as well, like our contest and our tackle effort is something that keeps us in contest. So I don't know whether Rails is buying them coffees or free brekkies or something, but the boys seem to be really buying into it, which is really, really, it's a real positive for us behind the ball because it allows us to set the game up the way we want. So, throwaway term, but full credit to their effort and their application to get the ball in our forward half.
Now, without touching on you too much, there was a bit of an interrupted start to the year for you, but the last couple of weeks especially, it's been great to have you back in the team, honestly, and it must feel good for you as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow build. It was, as you said, a pretty interrupted start to the season, which was pretty unusual for myself. I've had injuries over the journey, but sort of once I've got back in, it sort of hasn't been as disjointed. So, playing 5 of the first, 11 or 12 isn't something that I wanted in my preparation, but it sort of allowed me to go back to the basics of the game and get my body right for, the business end of the season. So having a fantastic support staff and physio staff's been really good for me, and they've built my body back to a really good place, and I'm just confident going forward that I can just help wherever I can.
And lastly, on to next week, we've got a massive home game against the Lions with Danger's 350th and Tyson Goldsack's 100th game. How exciting is that going to be for all Cats people?
Yeah, it's enormous, mate. As he should, Pat will get absolutely every plaudit that he deserves, and they should come thick and fast because not only has he been a magnificent Geelong person, but, such a remarkable role model across the AFL and somebody that I really admire and who's a dear friend. And that's not to overshadow what Tyson's been able to achieve as well, from his journey and, from the scrap heap of the AFL to listed free agent to play 100 games now and, hold a really special place in a strong team is amazing effort by him. And we love them both. They're both part of the fabric of our club, and we'll really celebrate them well against a really good opposition, which is going to be great.
Awesome. Thanks, Stewie, and congrats.
Thanks, Jake.